You know, people often think that fighting is something that only happens inside a ring, with gloves on, a referee watching, and a crowd cheering. But the truth is, the biggest fights aren't always fought in the ring. Life itself is a battlefield. Sometimes you're fighting your situations, sometimes your fears, and sometimes you're fighting yourself. And that's where boxing becomes so much more than just a sport or a martial art. It becomes a mindset, a way of living. It teaches you how to channel your inner strength, how to gain control over yourself, and how to develop the courage to face anything that life throws at you. The beauty of boxing is that it doesn't demand luxury. You don't need a fancy gym or expensive equipment to get started. Sure, if you've got expert guidance, your growth will be faster, more structured. But if you have the fire, the passion, and the consistency, believe me, you can become a solid fighter right from your home. Because boxing isn't just about strength. It's about willpower, strategy, and resilience. It's about standing your ground when everything around you is falling apart. When someone starts learning boxing, the first thing they usually chase is the flashy stuff, the jabs, hooks, uppercuts. They want to look cool, and yeah, technique matters. But let me tell you something real. If you don't have stamina, you're done before you even begin. Stamina is the real foundation, and building it doesn't require magic. It's running, sprinting, fast jump ropes. You push your heart to go faster. You let yourself get tired. And that's where real growth begins. Now let's talk about stance. This is the base that gives you balance. Keeps you ready for both offense and defense. If you're right-handed, go with the orthodox stance. If you're left-handed, the southpaw stance will suit you better. Keep your fists close to your cheeks, tuck your elbows in, and keep one foot slightly ahead of the other. These small basic things, they matter. They shape your entire form. And remember this golden rule: be light on your feet. The more agile you are, the quicker you'll move, and the less likely you are to get hit. People underestimate defense. Everyone wants to land punches, be aggressive, be dominant. But saving yourself, that's the real art. Blocking, head movement, slipping punches, these are skills you can actually train solo. Stand in front of a mirror or an imaginary opponent and visualize the punch coming. What are you going to do? Block it or duck it? This isn't just physical practice, it's mental training. And one of the most powerful tools here is shadow boxing. You don't need a partner, no equipment, just you and your imagination. It sharpens your speed, your timing, and your footwork. Add some weighted bracelets while shadow boxing, and suddenly you're not just faster, you're explosive. And speaking of power, let's bust a myth. Punches aren't just about arms. A real punch uses your entire body. Rotate your hips, engage your shoulders, shift your weight. It feels weird at first, unnatural even. You might not feel the power initially, but keep practicing. Slowly, it starts to click. The two most important muscle groups for a powerful punch, wrists and shoulders. If they're weak, your punches won't hit hard, or worse, you might end up injured. So train them smartly. Focus on building stability and control, not just size. Now let's talk about speed. And I don't just mean fast hands. Real speed comes from a fast mind and fast reflexes. Shadow boxing with resistance, high-speed combo drills on the heavy bag. These things don't just make you quicker, they make you sharper. The more you repeat a combo, the more naturally your mind and body execute it. It's like your body starts thinking before your brain does. That's when you know you're leveling up. Strength conditioning. Sadly, this is something beginners often skip. But this is what gives you that extra edge. Explosive push-ups, jump squats, weighted dips. Not only do they make you physically stronger, they turn your movement into power. If you're just starting, don't panic. Start small. Regular push-ups, lunges, tricep exercises, and crunches. But be consistent. Every single rep counts. And here's an underrated gem. Watching boxing matches. No, not just for entertainment. Observe, study, watch how the pros move, how they breathe, how they think. Boxing isn't just a battle of biceps, it's a battle of brains. Their strategies, their footwork, their patience. You learn a lot more by watching than you might think. So, let's say you've got your basics sorted. You can do 30 push-ups, 20 jump squats, and maybe 20 weighted dips. Congratulations, my friend. You're ready for the next stage. The real fun begins now. And the first skill you'll need here, reflex training. One simple, yet brutally effective rule. Don't blink. Ask a friend to throw slow punches at you. Your only job? Keep your eyes open. It sounds easy, but it's tough, and that's what makes it powerful. Because in the ring, one blink can cost you the fight. And now let's talk about the muscles that actually matter in a fight. You don't need to look like a bodybuilder. You need to feel like an ancient warrior, the kind of person who didn't have supplements or machines, but still fought with everything they had. Focus on calves, abs, shoulders, neck, legs, and most importantly, your lower back. If your lower back isn't strong, you won't be able to sustain explosive movement for long. Every punch, every dodge, it all flows from your core. You know, in martial arts, whenever you strike, your bones take the impact first. That's why bone conditioning matters. Strengthen your bones just like your muscles, skipping for your ankles, knuckle push-ups for your fists, handstands for your shoulders. Make this your daily routine. Build a body that's not just strong, but functional. And finally, we come to the deadliest weapon in your arsenal, your master punch. Every great boxer has one. It could be a jab, a hook, an uppercut, or a cross. But you choose one, and you train it like your life depends on it. You practice it thousands, even lakhs of times, until it becomes part of your identity. For me, it was the cross. I trained it relentlessly, refined it constantly. For you, it could be any punch. But master it so well that your opponent doesn't just miss the block, he doesn't even see it coming. And if you think boxing is just about learning how to fight, you're missing the bigger picture. Boxing teaches you how to believe in yourself. It gives you control over your body, your mind, your emotions. It transforms you into a fighter, not just in the ring, but in life. In those moments where giving up feels easier, boxing whispers, "Not today." So the real question isn't how many times you fall. The real question is, can you rise every single time? Because the real boxer is the one who fights, even when no one is watching.